Hello, everyone. It's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. And today on the show, we have our new friend Marcel. How you doing, man?
Good.
What you been up to today?
Oh, it's been a pretty slow day. Just trying to maintain keeping individuals busy at the Lansing Barber College.
All right. So, um, you like this weather? You like the cold, or what?
No, I'm used to the cold because I'm from Michigan. I like the change of the seasons. Uh, but I can deal without the cold.
Yeah, it seemed okay for a few days, but now I'm back to feeling nasty. So, you said you're at the Lansing Barber College, and tell us about that. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about your projects that you got going on.
So the Lansing Barber College has been in this location on Northeast Street, on the north end of town since 1991. I attended here myself and graduated in, I think, 92, right before 93. I've been
All
a
right.
barber ever since then. Uh, I came back at this time and moment to help the graduates in this social justice moment and this Black Lives Matter moment to help young African American men and young men in general to understand how to best convey, direct, and get a plan for their future endeavors. Um, this is one of the plans that I came back with is to help graduating barbers to have health care and a retirement plan. And again, education and development is the strong suit of what we're trying to encourage these younger entrepreneurs to be and do.
Okay. So, just a quick question: when you say you came back, were you somewhere else, or you were working somewhere else?
So I left Michigan almost 10 years ago now to further gain some education, get my undergrad and master's degree, along with doing some teaching and coaching in the Prince George County area. Then leaving from that area, a small stint in Indiana, and then off to Arizona, where I lived the last 4 years. So just coming back from Arizona. So you asked me about the weather. Uh, this time of year, it's much nicer on the West Coast than we are with no sun here. If the sun shined a little bit more, it wouldn't be as bad here.
Yeah, I've heard once that Lansing's the second worst city.
Cloudiest.
Yeah. So I used to fly to Dubai a lot, and I'd stay
Wow.
over there for a few weeks, and then my blood would get thin, and then I come back here, and it was killer. The cold was horrible.
That's exactly right. I was really cold at the beginning of winter, but as I've consistently stayed and haven't went back to Arizona as of the last few months, uh, my blood has thickened and I've gotten more accustomed to what's going on weather-wise.
Yeah. So, you were starting to talk about, the barber college. It's that kind of seems straightforward to me. You learn how to cut hair, but it's really more than just that you're doing there, right? I mean, one, learning how to cut hair has a whole bunch of regulatory things that go along with it, like cleaning and how you do certain things, right?
Especially in this time of a pandemic, a lot of
Mhm.
things have changed. I mean, when I first started, you didn't have to wear a mask or gloves. And
Yeah.
now, I mean, now you have to be 6 feet away from your fellow barber and have a mask and gloves on. So yes, a lot has changed in this moment, where prior we would focus on chemical applications or skin irritations, or learning the different bugs that could occur, or lice that could be in the hair. We would learn a lot more than just, as you said, cutting hair. There's a lot of chemistry and medical information that you're learning. That's the real reason for coming to barber school, is to learn those health criteria. So when you're out in the community doing community service, which it is, you're really learning how to look for those certain items so that you don't pass on those germs or those issues to your next client with, as you said, cleanliness, spraying your equipment off, keeping a clean environment, because that's what helps keep down germs and the different issues that can arise when you're working with the public.
Yeah. So there's all that. And then I also was hearing you start to say about, coming back and helping the young men in particular with, I think you said life insurance, investments, stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about that, because it sounds like you're more than just a barber college. You're a barber business college.
So when I started as a barber, there might have been an association, but we didn't talk much about the association that offered some health insurance. As a collective, barbers don't have health insurance or a retirement plan. So in this moment of rebirth and reintroduction, I wanted to come back and offer these opportunities to fellow younger barbers trying to learn what steps that they can have or do for their longevity in the industry. I've been in the business for almost 30 years now. And again, there is no insurance as a group or a retirement as a group that's offered as any other labor industries.
Most of that time when you were a barber, were you like a subcontractor to a shop, or did you have your own shop, or were you an employee of the shop?
So my first 2 years, I think, 2 or 3 years, I was an employee of a subcontractor. So you're an independent contractor when you're a barber, and you work on a commission base, or you rent a space in a facility. And so once you rent that space, then it's your business. And no one really tells you how to market that. No one really tells you how to be a business owner. They just tell you to go out there and cut hair. So I'm trying to help younger people understand how to best, as a business, how to best be serviced and grow your business. As you said before in the conversation, we're trying to create these entrepreneurs for the future, and how to these small businesses, which are the cornerstone of America, how to sustain and be a good service member of your community. I owned my first business on Martin Luther King when I was 23 years old. And I hadn't worked for anyone again until I moved out of state quite some time after that. I owned 2 barbershops, one in East Lansing with my partner and a family member, and one on Martin Luther King. We were called T Styles. So we had T Styles 1 and 2 in the late 90s, mid 90s, and early 2000s. But then, as I said, going back to school, learning how to get a job, learning to work for a company or corporation is a lot different from being your own boss. And so that was a good learning curve that I had to get accustomed to, trying to fit in and understand the politics of other companies.
Yeah. Is when you move to another state, is the licensing much different, or does it transfer around the country? Like you have to be licensed to be a barber, right?
Correct. To be a barber, you have to be, and a cosmetologist, you have to be licensed.
Yeah.
You can, in most states, they're getting more nationally recognized as the transfer of hours, so that we're kind of similar across the board. So my barber license transferred to Maryland. It transferred to Indiana. I didn't transfer it to Arizona, but again, it could have transferred to Arizona as well. You just need that state to have complementary hours that are due in your state. And that way you can transfer, or if you've been working in the industry long enough with your license, they could probably grandfather you in on a lot of occasions so that you could work and best help the economy in the area.
Okay. So what's been your take with COVID-19? Like, what have you seen happen in the industry? And I've got a couple things a story I want to tell you too. But what have you seen happen, one, to the college, and then also to the barbers? Because I'm sure you have a big barber network within Lansing, or maybe even the country.
So the industry, as I said before, we had a lot more regulation. Well, first, never seeing a shutdown before was I mean, the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything to make all of the world just stop. And then to be able to try to figure out how to catch up with what's happening or to get ahead of what's happening. I mean, no one quite knows what to do to stop the spread of this. So it was quite interesting to learn about how different individuals or different states were trying to stop the spread, shutting things down, and then learning later how science states through breathing and the transmission of what is it? How do they say it? The mucus or spit, or those are the things. That's why the mask is important to wear and to cover up from that person. That has really been the biggest, the cleanliness, the organization of trying to maintain being better about cleanliness. Because again, you'd have one person after the other person after the other person. You're really not paying attention too much to how clean you need to keep your tools. But with a sanitizer and with some disinfectant spray, you were pretty covered unless someone came in with a skin tag or a lesion or some kind of open wound that would affect, the process. But yeah, that's really, and then having people go back into the industry, not knowing if you're safe, not knowing if you catch this, what could happen to you. Me being African American heritage, those were the majority of the individuals who were catching this and dying. Most of the barbers that I knew who were African American, that was a fearful moment for them to try to take on this industry and learn how to navigate it.
Yeah. So in the last year, I've talked to more barbers than I've ever talked to in my entire life. I grow my hair and then I cut it, and I grow it and then I cut it. So get it cut about once a year, and I went a long time without ever getting it cut. But as somebody who helps entrepreneurs, I've had a lot of barbers either asking for help with grants or trying to figure out, how they might be able to pivot or how they might be able to do something else. I've talked to some of the software guys that are starting to make booking for barbers, like Barber to Beauty. I don't know if you've heard of that Lansing company. And then I saw all the protests about, with the signs, I need to get a haircut and stuff like that. And on the cosmetology or the salon side, a lot of women wanting to get back to that salon. And I kept thinking, this can't be the most important thing that has to open right now. Do you know why I think I was wrong?
well, there's a so me going back to school. I end up getting a master's in psychology because I saw the effect it had on people. When they get out of the chair, that transformation and that feeling that they have when they get out of there and see themselves as they hope to see themselves is almost life changing.
Yeah.
The, and then the barber itself gets the instant gratification of seeing a job well done. So all the way around, you're seeing the mentality and you're seeing the development of how a mentality works. When you hard to say, but when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah, this is 100%. You definitely know what I was going to say, because I learned that. I learned that this year, how important the barbershop is, how important the salon is for exactly what you're saying, but also the camaraderie. You've got, you might have been going to this barber for 30 years, and you're going to miss that guy if you're not go see him every couple of weeks, right?
Yes,
And
it's very interesting.
yeah, I was super wrong. I thought, man, this is silly. These people are protesting. And then I started talking to people and hearing that same exact thing you just said, and how important it was for mental health and self-care. It's a continuum from physical to mental sometimes.
Yes.
So
our slogan used to be, where looking good is understood.
yeah, that should be your slogan still. So, you and I talked a couple weeks ago, and it was the first conversation we'd ever had that I know of, that I don't, unless we ran into each other at Quality Dairy once or something. But, I didn't expect, one thing that I've had an epiphany today is you have to build the business with these guys to really not build it like get all their customers for them, but help them define what that really means to make money as a barber. Because when you're an independent contractor, a lot gets thrown on you. You've got to understand profit and loss. You've got to understand reducing expenses and gaining and marketing, like you said. How do you do that at the college, or is it more like the other associations help with that?
So it used to be the barbershop you went into. So how you get into barbering is, as you said, that camaraderie. You enjoy going to this place. And that feeling of, man, if I enjoy this like this, why wouldn't I become one of these people? And so the barbers kind of take you under their wing, and they start educating you even before you go into being barber school. So you go to that barber, you like how everything is, and then they have a chair open. And so you've been learning over the years from that barber about what being a barber is all about. What I try to take up a notch more is in small, intimate conversations and moments in the time when nothing is occurring with some of these newer barbers. I take them and I give them a piece of information that I wish someone would have gave to me. So if you start talking now, then you'll learn how to talk about your product or what you're doing when you get out. If you learn to invite people in now, when someone's helping you, you'll be better educated to learn how to invite people in when you're cutting their hair as the professional that you are. Dress appropriately so that everyone that you come in contact with is welcomed and feel welcomed to come to see you. I don't care if it's their grandmother or their grandfather or someone's grandson. You want everyone to feel welcome in your industry and in your establishment. The one thing we do have an issue with is everyone wants to speak as a Navyman. where we're trying to be a little more professional, and so that your grandmother again can come in and won't have her ears burned because she wasn't a sailor at the time.
I had a different vision. I thought you were talking about like with a pirate accent or something like that. But So you mean swearing and cussing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you as a I don't know, I want to say, like you this professional in the barber industry, but I also see you as like a mentor and a coach and something bigger than just trying to get these guys to get their license. What's your mission? What would you like to see happen? What do you work on every damn day, kind of trying to push that mission forward?
So, the mission I originally started with, my personal mission that I originally started with was to run for office.
Hmm.
I wanted to run for state representative, and this was one of the best ways to get my name out there. So name recognition was my first mission. Uh, I felt that in this community, knowing how it works and what works or what I thought worked, that was my mission at the beginning. But now I'm learning this boots on the ground. Every day I try to be thankful. That's the first thing I do is thankfulness. Thankful that I'm here, especially during this moment of social justice, pandemic. Uh, uh, um, I'm thankful that at this age and stage, I'm healthy. I'm learning every day, and I think if you learn every day, then you're really growing as a individual and a human being.
Hmm. I love it. I love it. So, can we talk about social justice? Do you mind going down that path a little bit? You've
Not at
mentioned it a
all.
few times.
Yeah.
Um, within, I think, and I, this might be a blind spot for me, so we can discover it on air right now. Um, the I think there's segregation a lot in barber shops. There's black and brown barber shops, and there's white barber shops.
Yes.
Is And then in everything in our society, there's systemic racism.
Yes.
What I went to Vivian Riddle. I was the first class. It was on the west side. It was
I know
in
Riddle.
1976, and I got a bunch of us kids from a white neighborhood got bused over to the west side, a black neighborhood, and then vice versa. So they desegregated us, and they taught us that that was part of ending racism, right?
Yeah.
But is that really true? Like with the segregation that we have in barbershops right now, is that good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Is
It's
this an
horrible.
okay question to ask you? It's horrible.
Oh yeah, sure. No, no, it's horrible. So barbershops and churches,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
places where you should feel most comfortable and be able to be your most selves. I tell people, the kids that are coming in or the young men that are coming in, young ladies, we're on the front line of racism. When I had my shop in MSU Union, I had to convince my European brothers and sisters that I could do their hair. They couldn't believe that I could cut their hair. And once I finished, they were astounded. And all I thought was, it's hair. I can cut any hair, so it doesn't matter. The stigma is set because you went to the same place. You've been with the Floyd's barbershop in Mayberry, to coin on my last name. You went to Floyd your whole life, and you believe Floyd is the only person who can cut you, whereas we teach you here, you can cut everybody. And you literally can cut everybody. If they can convey what they want, hair is either thinner or thicker. That's the only differences between what someone has and what. Now we're not talking about women. We're just talking. We're just talking about men getting haircuts, because women is a whole nother cosmetology is a bit more. We learned that industry, but I love women, but they are a harder pill to work with.
Let's stay out of trouble by not going down that route.
I agree. I agree. But
Um,
everyone can go to anyone if you feel comfortable, and you should, as Americans, you should feel comfortable going anywhere and asking for the service that you're looking for. That's what I think part of our foundation is, to be able to be served. And again, if you're causing trouble, if you're, not being polite to the person giving you the service, then I understand that. But other than that, if you come in for a service, I am here to make sure that you are provided with the best service possible.
do you see, or do you have people tell you, like, they try to go to a white barber and they're like, I don't cut black people's hair, or anything like that,
I,
or vice versa?
yes. Some say, I appreciate just cutting this. And so if you want to limit yourself, I'll help you limit yourself. I don't mind if you want to limit yourself, because the only thing you're limiting is your pocket. And so if we're Americans and we're believing in capitalism, I want you to make as much as often as possible. But if you want to limit yourself to that demographic, then far be it for me to try to convince you otherwise.
Yeah, I love that answer. I think the whole system, the whole country is limiting itself
Yes.
by having racism. I mean, that's at the micro level, like you're saying, all the way to the macro level. Racism limits us. It makes us dumber, and the opposite makes us smarter.
If I believe that what I grew up on is that we're all American, then there shouldn't be anything except us being American. And so there shouldn't be any difference between you and I. I mean, there is no difference between you, except your hair is thinner than mine, and I grew up with my tan being darker than yours. That's it.
Yeah. I like it, man. So thank you for that. Thanks for going down that route. Is there anything more you want to say about it, or you want to, what's your thoughts on the inauguration, or you want to go on to something else?
So I believe that local government is for us as much as the person at the head. Now, don't get me wrong. What we've had isn't what I think anyone expected to occur. But I think we paid way too much attention, because I don't think anyone's going to pay as much attention. Even if Joe Biden gets on Twitter every single day, I don't think anyone's going to pay attention. I think the media fed us a lot and helped the growth and development of what we're now faced with. I think the boredom of the pandemic helped us feed into a lot of this. I hope that what it shows is that we needed a shake and to shake up things, so that these industries that we're catering to, we're not continuously catering to, and we're finding our entrepreneurial spirit as Americans to truly grow and develop ourselves and our country.
You're awesome, Marcel. I'm really getting to know you. I'm really enjoying this.
Good, super. Me too.
So we're at the part where I daisy chain the shows together. And yesterday on the show, I had a young man named Josh Cooper who started it's a digital signage company. It's pretty smart. He's got all these ways to manage it. But he has a question for you, and his question was, if you could have any technology, and that, forget about physics even, wormholes, time travel, whatever, what technology would you like to see that you would want to use?
Any technology, what I would like, since we were fed this imagery and idea as children, I would like either flying cars or I would like jetpacks.
Yes, I want both of them. They promised them both to us. So,
I want that skateboard Michael J. Fox was riding in Back to the Future, a hoverboard.
all right. So Elon Musk better get it together. But
Yes, yes.
so General Motors did show a concept flying car last
Did they?
week. Yep. And
Ooh.
I saw somebody do a jetpack in Dubai.
I've seen a couple
Before that,
of
as
these
like an
things now. I've seen these.
and but they're not. They made it sound like we all were going to have them.
Yes, yes, yes. Rocket
The
Man. I want to
Jetsons,
be the
man.
Rocket Man too.
Yeah, that's. I think that there are people working on those. That would be interesting to see. And it's funny. Flying cars would have been my answer as well. That's what was promised to me when I was little.
Yes, yes. I,
So
can I also, I would like, and this is a personal, recycling.
oh right.
We're throwing so much waste into the ocean. I mean, that's unsustainable. I hope our progression is to recycle on a evolutionary scale, so that we're reusing what we're throwing out, so that we're bettering our future instead of just digging a hole and throwing it in it.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Insane.
Yes, it is. The amount of plastics in the ocean, that island that floats out there,
Oh,
is horrible.
sad.
Yeah. Um, I still got you. So tomorrow on the show, we have
You still with me?
Lindsay. Yes. You
No.
with me? You're muted.
Me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I lost you. Let's see. Oh, shoot.
I think we're okay. Oh, no. So tomorrow on the show, we have Lindsay with women, or helping women, period. And I always get the first part right. Not Your Mother's networking. And I was going to ask him what question he wants to pass to her, but since he is moving on, the question that we came up with in the beginning is how do you enjoy and perceive Michigan? So we'll be asking Lindsay that tomorrow. Sorry we lost Marcel. Looks like maybe there was a internet connection problem or something. So we'll talk to him more. And I do want to make sure you look up the Lansing Barber College. If you search on that, it's going to be something like Barber and Styling College of Lansing, and check them out. You can get a $7 haircut from what I understand. Marcel's coming back in, so see if I can get him back on the screen real quick. Hey, I might have you without audio or without. Oh, I got you back. All right, I held the show together while you were gone.
I still can't. Hello?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
No?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Jerry?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
No?
All
Hello?
right. I can hear you. But how about this? We're going to call it a show, and we'll
Okay.
put some links to the Lansing. Oh, are you back now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you want to ask Lindsay her question, or you want to wrap it up?
I had a question, and it just as I was trying to figure out. I think it was the weather. How she
Yeah, well-
appreciates the weather.
Yeah. Yep. Something about enjoying and perceiving Michigan and its weather.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will ask her that. We already answered that, right? We were talking about Arizona and all that.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
So is there any, how can we as a community? I talked about the $7 haircuts. Are they still $7? How can we as a community support the Lansing Barber College?
The place to come by. Come by, bring your kids by. Like I said, it's $7 for a haircut. I highly recommend because it gives the young individuals practice, but you will get a quality haircut. I will say a funny story that a client of mine from almost 20 years ago found me because of your podcast and called me today and wanted me to do their hair. So I think I'm a good representative to help show these individuals and the community how good these student barbers are, so that we can continue to train these entrepreneurs to be business people and community partners, so that your, like I said, grandmother, grandfather, grandchild can go in to be serviced in a polite and a warm environment.
See, I love that. I know my crowd loves that. We want to help young entrepreneurs. So $7 haircut seems like a good deal to me. It's going to be about time for me to get mine cut soon. So when I get this ponytail cut off, I'll come see you. All right?
Please do. Please do.
You have my word. All right? Or are you open? Can I can come and
we're
get
open Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, 9:15 to 4 o'clock.
All right. So there you have it. Look them up on Facebook. They have a website. Google them. It's easy. $7 haircut. Help a young entrepreneur. Support our local community. And help Marcel keep his entrepreneurial spirit trickling into all of these kids. So it's a good thing that you're doing. It's a great thing that you're doing. So
thank you
so much for being on the show, Marcel. Stick around with me for a second, and I'll see everybody else tomorrow on Every Damn Day at 2 o'clock. We've got Lindsay from Helping Women Period and Not Your Mother's Networking. I will see you later.